7th century, on the Gangetic plain of northern India, the Empire of Harsha reigned supreme. But to the south, across the Vindhya mountains, a different drama unfolded. Here, two powerful kingdoms, the Chalukyas and the Pallavas, stood poised for a generational conflict. The Chalukyas, formidable warriors and astute administrators, controlled the Deccan Plateau from their magnificent capital at Vatapi. Their empire was vast, their armies legendary, and their ambitions stretched across the entire Indian peninsula, fueled by strategic trade routes. They were a rising power, eager to expand their influence and territorial control. To their south, along the fertile coastal plains of present-day Tamil Nadu, lay the Pallava kingdom, centered in the prosperous city of Kanchipuram. Renowned for their formidable naval power and exquisite artistic achievements, the Pallavas were a dominant maritime force, controlling crucial trade routes to Southeast Asia and beyond. Both empires were economic powerhouses, constantly vying for control of lucrative regional and international trade networks. The Deccan's rich mineral wealth and the coastal plains' agricultural bounty fueled their expansionist ambitions. But beyond riches, a deeper desire for undisputed regional dominance stoked the embers of their rivalry, often erupting into open conflict. The stage was dramatically set by ambitious rulers. Chalukya king Pulakeshin II, a visionary conqueror, had already strategically humbled the great Emperor Harsha of the north. His sights then turned decisively south, viewing the prosperous Pallava lands as his rightful domain. His conquests were legendary, extending Chalukya influence significantly. Facing him was Mahendravarman I, the astute Pallava monarch. A celebrated poet, playwright, and skilled military strategist, he was no stranger to the realities of conflict. He recognized the burgeoning Chalukya threat and meticulously prepared his kingdom for an inevitable clash, reinforcing his strategic coastal defenses and fortifying inland strongholds. The first major confrontations erupted in the early 7th century, specifically around 617–618 CE. Pulakeshin II launched a daring invasion of Pallava territory, aiming directly for the heart of their empire, Kanchipuram. It was a brutal test of wills and of military might that would strategically set the tone for decades of intense, cyclical warfare between these two great powers. Battles raged fiercely across rivers and plains, leaving widespread destruction in their wake. While Pulakeshin initially achieved significant victories, penetrating deep into Pallava lands, Mahendravarman's resilient forces ultimately halted his decisive advance, preventing the fall of the strategically important capital, Kanchipuram. The formidable city's defenses held strong. The cost of war was immense, not only in resources but in lives. Mahendravarman I eventually succumbed to the strain of the conflict, paving the way for his son, Narasimhavarman I, to ascend the Pallava throne. A new, vengeful chapter was about to begin. Narasimhavarman I inherited a kingdom scarred by the recent wars and a deep-seated desire for vengeance against the Chalukyas. He meticulously rebuilt his depleted army, sought strategic alliances with other regional powers, and systematically prepared for the inevitable counterattack. The young king was a formidable opponent, ready to challenge the established Chalukya might and reclaim Pallava honor. Under the strategic leadership of Narasimhavarman, the tide dramatically turned. Leading his revitalized forces, he launched a series of devastating campaigns deep into Chalukya territory. His disciplined armies penetrated deep into the Deccan heartland, inflicting heavy defeats on Pulakeshin's celebrated forces. The war's balance shifted dramatically in favor of the Pallavas. The ultimate humiliation came with the decisive siege of Vatapi itself, the Chalukya capital. In 642 CE, Narasimhavarman's victorious forces breached the formidable defences of the city, sacking the Chalukya heartland. It was a stunning reversal of fortune, a strategic blow to Chalukya prestige that resonated across the entire Indian subcontinent, reshaping regional power dynamics. Pulakeshin II, the legendary conqueror of Emperor Harsha, met his end during or shortly after the decisive fall of Vatapi. The once mighty Chalukya Empire fractured into smaller, warring factions, plunging the Deccan into a turbulent period of chaos and civil strife. The Pallavas had achieved their dramatic revenge, cementing their dominance. Narasimhavarman I proudly adopted the honorific title Vatapikonda, meaning Conqueror of Vatapi, a permanent testament to his monumental victory. He returned to Kanchipuram a celebrated hero, ushering in a golden age of Pallava power and significant cultural influence. The balance of power in South India had decisively shifted, marking a new era. The defeat of the Chalukyas, however, was emphatically not the end of the deep-seated feud. It merely marked a dramatic turning point in the prolonged conflict. The bitter struggle for supremacy between the two powerful empires would continue for another century, manifesting as a cyclical pattern of destructive invasions and retaliations across their borders. From the ashes of the sacked Vatapi, a new Chalukya leader dramatically emerged. Vikramaditya I, the ambitious son of Pulakeshin II. He solemnly vowed to restore his dynasty's honor and reclaim their lost territories. The searing memory of his father's devastating defeat fueled his every strategic action and military ambition, driving him relentlessly forward. Vikramaditya meticulously spent years consolidating his power, skillfully reuniting the fractured Chalukya kingdom from internal strife. He strategically negotiated crucial alliances and painstakingly rebuilt his depleted military, preparing for the inevitable day he would challenge the entrenched Pallava dominance. Revenge, he understood, was a patient, long game requiring careful planning. His opportunity eventually came, and he seized it decisively. Vikramaditya launched a series of aggressive invasions deep into Pallava territory, systematically pushing them back towards their capital. The tables had once again dramatically turned, vividly demonstrating the unpredictable ebb and flow of this protracted and fiercely contested conflict between the two empires. Though Vikramaditya I avenged his father by eventually conquering Kanchipuram, the Pallavas quickly recovered and counterattacked. The strategically important city changed hands several times, illustrating the cyclical and often indecisive nature of their rivalry. Neither side could deliver a decisive, lasting blow to the other's core strength, resulting in prolonged stalemate. Amidst the endless wars and destruction, both empires paradoxically fostered immense artistic and architectural achievements. The Pallavas created the magnificent granite shore temple at Mahabalipuram, while the Chalukyas built the stunning rock-cut cave temples of Badami and Aihole. Culture and sophisticated artistry flourished, even in the constant shadow of devastating conflict, leaving enduring monuments. The feud was not a constant, uninterrupted state of total war. Periods of intense military conflict were often interspersed with uneasy truces, diplomatic exchanges, and even significant cultural diffusion. Ideas, not just armies and trade goods, crossed borders, enriching both Chalukya and Pallava cultures through this dynamic, albeit often violent, interaction. Inscriptions and literary works from both sides offer invaluable insights into this turbulent period. They often reflect the rulers' self-perception as divinely appointed protectors of Dharma and proud upholders of their dynasty's glory, framing the ongoing conflict as a righteous and necessary struggle for cosmic order and regional supremacy, solidifying their narratives. The Chalukya-Pallava feud eventually waned, not due to a decisive military victory by either side, but due to the significant rise of new, powerful regional players. The Rashtrakutas, another formidable dynasty emerging from the north, began to strategically challenge Chalukya supremacy, shifting the primary focus of major conflict and power dynamics within the Deccan Plateau. Weakened by generations of internal strife within their own kingdom and incessant external warfare with the tenacious Pallavas, the Chalukyas found themselves strategically vulnerable. The constant draining of vital resources and manpower from their extensive campaigns had left them exposed and susceptible to new, aggressive neighbors like the burgeoning Rashtrakutas, spelling their eventual demise. By the mid-8th century, the ascendant Rashtrakutas delivered the final decisive blow, effectively ending the reign of the Badami Chalukyas. This monumental shift in power brought an end to the nearly 2-century-long feud with the Pallavas, but not without profound and lasting consequences for the entire political landscape of South India, ushering in a new era. The centuries of conflict profoundly reshaped southern India's political map and cultural identity. It laid crucial groundwork for the emergence of future empires and solidified regional identities, creating a dynamic and complex socio-political tapestry that endured for centuries. The enduring legacy of their fierce struggle persisted, influencing subsequent dynasties and cultural expressions. The Chalukya-Pallava feud, born of ambition and fierce rivalry, serves as a powerful historical reminder of how prolonged conflicts can profoundly mold civilizations and shape regional destinies. Their enduring legacy echoes in the magnificent ruins, sophisticated cultural traditions, and rich historical texts that still exist, telling compelling tales of two empires that dramatically shaped a subcontinent's destiny.